Today, we're going to tap a whole bunch of cold nodes and overclock everything to make the most massive coal plant this region can handle. What's up, everyone? Netherwood back with more Satisfactory for you today. There's been a lot that's happened since the last time I was here with Satisfactory. Last time, we cut down this whole forest, shoved it in these boxes, fed it into that little grinder right there, and made a whole bunch of fuel, which we used to power this really pretty big giant starter factory and get a whole bunch of resources together. We also gathered hundreds of power shards by collecting all kinds of slugs and stuff, and we're going to be using those power shards today to make a giant coal plant. So in between the videos here, I've unlocked a whole bunch of milestones, all these tier 3 milestones and stuff, and a bunch of tier 4 stuff, and I've also set up a bunch of steel production, industrial cased beams, and also a lot of quartz stuff so we can get ready for this build. I've also set up a little tiny test coal op just to get some extra coal power. So here's that just kind of test build I did just to see how much power I could get out of this and do all my calculations and stuff. I've been filling boxes so that when we switch over, we'll still have power for a little while. Now I'm not going to switch over yet. I'm going to get all the water and stuff set up, get all the coal set up, all the lines set up, and then we'll switch it over. Let's just go make sure these miners are set up the way I want them to be. Yeah, this guy's already set up for 270 a piece. All these pure guys I think are already set up to 270 a piece. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to run these up this ramp that I built. So let's get that going. But really what I'm going to do is run them backward. Oh, I can't do that. First, I'll run them forward, and then that'll lock them into this direction. Then I can turn around and replace them, right? I can make them go the other way. Now that it's set up to be that direction, because I ran it in that direction, I can actually just come down here and set these up. So what I'm going to do is like put it on there and then just draw it off. There we go. All right, so I've set these belts up all along there. I'm getting a little bit of poison damage because I got some guys here I can't kill. That's totally fine. Let me just continue building this, and then I'll show you how you can run it down this long ramp I've got and make flat holes, which is really cool. All right, so let's hook these guys up to these conveyor lifts I already set up. Let's make sure they're tier 3. They are Mark 3, whatever. I also set up a little pad so I can jump off here, and also some goo, right? Some jelly, and a couple pads so I can get up and down here. That's pretty cool. All right, so what you're going to do when you do this is you're going to draw it down like this. Let's draw it all the way down till it can't run any further. So you get these 3 guys in here, and then what we're going to do is, and it's a little bit hard because of the angle right here, but we'll just do it one at a time, I guess. We're going to get a splitter, and we're going to target the belt. Let's line it up right on this line right here so we can get them all the same. And then when the splitter's in there, take out the other end of the belt right here, okay? And then take the splitter out. Now you've got a flat piece of belt right there, right? It's just going at that perfect angle. So what I'm going to do is set up another splitter pretty much right on the line here, like that. Just going to repeat this process a couple more times. All right, now I've got 3 flat belts, right? Now I can just literally connect the belt, and look, now the conveyor belt is flat. Oh, it's overlapping. It's trying to do something weird. There we go. And it's not exactly flat, but it's a lot flatter. Let's put it that way. Now, this does make the belt weird, so when you finish it out, you have to kind of cajole it to be correct. Let's go from here to here. Yeah, that works. Okay, there we go. Now we'll hook it like, there we go. That's how you do it. Just got to mess with it. And now it looks pretty good, actually. That one actually looks the best out of all these. All right, let's bring these in further into this corner. I already got my floor holes in, and we've already got lifts on them. They're all ready to rock. I'm just going to hook it up right here. Each one of these is going to have 2 pure nodes hooked up to it, okay? So for what we're going to do for this is like line it up kind of nice. And then what I'll do is for his buddy, I'll just put this above on the top of him like this. There we go. That looks really nice, actually. So let's go back 2, and let's do that. There we go. Now those lines are all set up. And we can go up top and start hooking things up. Get everything ready, pipe it all in, and then run some of that coal in so we can get some power right when we turn those water generators on. So let's go upstairs. This building is really sweet. I kind of wanted to just show you as I used it. And I'll show you the part where you go down. It looks really sweet. It's probably my best factory build I've ever done. And if you saw my other series, it's definitely reminiscent of my turbo fuel factory, my turbo fuel power plant, but it's just a lot different in the way it delivers liquids, because what I found is you don't ever want to run a liquid horizontally because that creates slosh, and slosh creates problems. It creates backup issues, basically. So here's where the coal is going to come out. You can see the 2 floor holes right there. Let's get an extra lift on this one just to make sure it's all up to speed and everything. It's going to run down and feed just like that, and the water comes on like that. It's pretty simple. Pretty simple design there. So let's start laying in these other coal plants and everything to get this thing ready, and then we can start connecting to it. So the way this works is it should be up against the edge. It should be in line with this guy, but it goes all the way back. It should actually like do that and go one back. There we go. The edge of the feed for coal should be right on the warning edge right here, the warning tape. That's perfect. All right, cool. Let's get the rest of these guys in. Going to be 7 on each side. And because I'm going to overclock these guys all the way up with 3 power shards each, they're going to be consuming 37.5 coal apiece. So I can feed a little bit, basically 270 feeds about 70 of these things. It's actually a little under 7, but that's completely okay. I don't mind a little bit of waste. There we go. Line it up again, move it over. Boom. That's centralized with this guy. Because the 7th one has a little bit of extra space. So you can see there's just a tiny bit of space in the middle. There we go. Now these guys are all up against each other like this. Now this is going to be a 56 plant setup. All triple overclocked. I don't know why this guy won't go in correctly. There we go. All right, let's get the splitters in, and then I can hook up all the belts and stuff, and we can start working on water and get this thing totally ready to go. Okay, he's lined up. Perfect. Now I'll just jump on this dude and line up the next dude. There we go. Now, this isn't some trick build or anything. I'm not doing anything no one else can do. I'm just doing it to the maximum capacity of this area, which I think is kind of neat. And going to get so much power, hopefully we'll never have to redo this area again. We won't need power for a long time, I'm hoping. Now, I got some pretty big builds planned, so that actually might not be true, but we'll see. We'll see. Okay, the belts are all hooked up. That's pretty easy. We all know that that's pretty easy. The coal's not running yet because it's still fueling the other coal plants we set up that's really going to start generating our water extraction, okay? And then, ooh, I'm glad I checked this. And then what we're going to do after we get the water all pumped in is we're just going to switch the coal lines. And there's going to be a little bit of time in between when the coal gets here. And actually, we can... that should be okay. The power will still run from those boxes. We got so much coal in those extra boxes that should be enough time for the coal to get here and start firing these plants. We're going to watch it all come online at the same time. Okay, now that that's hooked up, let's just hook up all the pipes. We'll work our way backward. Really kind of pumped about how this thing turned out. It looks really nice. I think the only thing I don't like is how the pipes kind of look like they're all over the place. I'm not really a big, huge fan of that. But again, I'm trying to get vertical, water, right? I'm trying to get vertical liquids. So I have to come from a high place to a low place. So that's kind of why I did this. So what we're going to do is we're going to hook up outside to inside, top to bottom, like top to the outside. Actually, what we can run on those pipes. Can I get to those pipes? All right, here we go. Here we go. Yeah, baby. All right, let's walk down these pipes. Super risky operation, but it's worth it. All right, so what's going to happen is each one of the extractors is going to pump out 240 meters cubed of water per second, and I need 113 meters cubed per second to run each of these coal plants. So we're going to split that off for a 120 each. Again, it's a little bit extra, but I'm not super concerned about that. I really just want this thing to run and have plenty of water and never have to worry about it. Let's just start getting this hooked up. Now, it's going to get a lot harder as I go. So another thing I'm doing is I'm staggering. If you can tell, I'm staggering where I pull from here, because if I don't, the pipes will clip each other, and I'm trying to have almost no clipping. There's a tiny bit of clipping in this build, but for the majority of the build, there's really no clipping. And so that's the way to get that with these pipes, at least, is to do every other pipe. So what I'm going to do is get this junction and then bring it over to this guy. And then the next one, I got to get this guy right there and bring him over to basically number 2 over here. See? And I think for this guy, let me just connect to him, walk down, turn around, and voila, I should be able to just snap him right in there. Oh, it's second to the bottom here. Now the bottom guy just goes to the middle, so I'll just jump off. Right there. Okay, now that the water and the belts are all hooked up, let's make sure to slap those power shards in so that we can overclock the hell out of this thing right away. It's going to take 3 each, which basically 56 times 3 is, I don't know, about 180. And I've got way over 200. Actually, I almost have 300 shards at this point. Basically, every time I go out looking for stuff, for hard drives and everything, I just get all the slugs I can find. So, God, this is going to be amazing to turn this thing on and hear it go and watch the gigawatts pop through the charts, through the roof. All right, last one here. You know what? Let's just calculate how many shards we're going to be using, right? So we got 14 per quarter, right? We got 4 quarters, and we got 3 shards per quarter, or per machine. That's 168 shards. Again, I have well over that. In fact, I just filled up all the machines and still have 221. Now, we're going to need more shards because we're going to put 2 into each water extractor. I didn't think of that part. So why don't we say plus 28 times 2, right? That's another 48 or so. And then we also are going to have 8 extractors, but we actually only have 4 of those only need 1, right? And those are the pure nodes. Then we're also going to have 4 of them that need 3 because they're normal nodes. So that's actually 240 shards. I have plenty. Let's show you the main processing area. This is where I build things and everything. It's kind of neat. Got the little Christmas tree right over there. Got a bunch of stuff. Now, these are old access points that I really don't need anymore. They were going to be for when I had stuff coming in right here and turning that way, but I decided not to do that. But it looks pretty sweet, I think. Just really amazing. I don't know. I think it looks cool. Again, here's the walkway down. This is actually the logistics layer, the top layer we've already seen for the factory. This is just letting us get in and out of this place. The lighting did take a long time, but it was totally worth it. This place looks sick. Here's the underbelly. Looks kind of neat, too. Everything's supported, which is not like my previous builds. I thought, you know what? I'm going to put supports on all these things. Let's do it right. So as you can see, we're getting into the water area here, and we got this giant water tower with Save Ferris on it. If you know what video or movie that's from, you're pretty cool. What we've got going basically is each one of these quarters takes 7 pipes, right? We got 14 coal plants, 7 pipes to feed 14. So we're going to do it like this. I'm going to start setting this up so that we kind of know what we're doing here, and then you'll see as I hook up all the water extractors. So we're going to do 1, right? 2, and then we're going to do 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're going to hook up all these guys, okay? That's how the pipes are going to work so they don't overlap. We got to fire up these 2 guys, which there's only 1. We got to fire up all 4 of those and 1 of these guys. Now, we don't want to overdo it. We don't want to burn too much electricity getting this thing going. So we're not going to set up anything else until the first quarter is online. Then I'm going to set all the other stuff up, and we can check that out. All right, so now that we know what we're doing, let's at least pop this guy back in, get all the piping hooked up for these guys. We're going to move these in a little bit. We're going to do them right there, okay? That'll give us some space. It's going to look cooler. That'll be fine. Now what we'll do is run some pipe along this. This is what everybody pretty much does. Then I'm just going to jump up here and start placing these junctions. I'm going to place it right on the green like that, see? So that way they all line up just perfectly, right? So once we do that, and actually we're not going to use that, but it does help me place the junctions. I'll show you what we're going to do after that. It'll be easy to show you with just the 2 guys right here. This guy is correct. He's going to hook directly into that lower one right there. But this other guy is going to hook up to right here. Okay, he's going to be stacked up because remember, they can't share the same pipeline because these pipes only have up to 300 meters cubed per second, right? And we're doing 240 each. So, oh man, come on. Look, last try, right? Let's do it right. Last try. All right, so let's hook this guy up to that. Boom, super simple. Let's get some power hooked up to these guys too. I'm just going to literally hook it up the easy way here. Why don't we hook it up right on this guy right here? We'll do the... I kind of want it on the inside. Problem is I didn't leave myself any space. So it looks like this is going to be the way we do it. Let's just go down to here on this junction. So let's just hook these up. Now, we're going to also overclock these guys, right? We got to put 2 shards in each one of these. So let's put 2 shards in. Boom, 240. Nice. Let's get this guy running. And the reason I want to do that is because I want to get this thing basically ready with water in the pipes when I connect everything. Let's overclock this guy. We probably should overclock him as we hook them up. And actually, I almost forgot to hook this guy to this pipe. So I'm glad I looked at that. Let's try Noodle. Noodle usually does it for these close things. All right, let's hook this guy up too. There we go. And it's looking down a little bit just because my foundation doesn't really work. Now we got to hook him up here. I hope this works. It should. Actually, let's do Let's do auto for these. Auto draws to, in my opinion, kind of the best of both worlds here. There we go. Hook it up to there. And we should have water at least up to there. Now, we're going to need a lot of Mark 1 pumps for this. You're going to see it's going to be stupid. But it is what it is. It's going to be really fun. This, again, is kind of an overdone build. It's a huge build. But it's going to be great. You'll see. All right, let me hook the rest of these guys up. I'll be right back. So as you can see, the concept of not going horizontal is working here too. We're going uphill, right? You really just want to go in one direction, be it uphill or downhill. You really just horizontal is the one that is the killer. These are all going vertical pretty much. We're going up right here, but these have 10 meters of a natural lift anyway, so we're totally fine. Let's get that power and then we're done with this. All right, I've got all 4 of these hooked up. Now I just have to overclock them, and then I just have to, I'm going to set up the other side just because I need one of those guys. But I'll do that off camera. We don't need to show you that twice, right? Man, overclocked, yeah, baby! I love putting in power shards now. I used to think power shards were not very fun, but they are amazing, man. When you overclock like a whole system, it's so fun. All right, just putting the finishing touches on that last dude I had to hook up. And now we've got 7 guys all hooked up. We just have to go up and pump it up there now and send it up this water tower, which is going to be really insane once we're done here. Oh, that guy's not hooked up. Let's hook him up. Somehow he got unhooked. That's really weird. Cool, he's all hooked up now. Let's go up my little ladder here and start hooking them up, going up, and then we'll start putting pumps in once we kind of get it all going here. Now, when I hook this up, it does show a little twist in the pipe. I thought that would be a problem before, but I found that it's really not a problem. It's just some weirdness with the game. Let's get these intermediary spots put in here. Now, when I put these pumps in, I wasn't really sure where I needed to start pumping because it was not telling me a good indicator of where it needs to go. See, it doesn't tell me where it stops, right? It doesn't have a flow indicator of where it stops. So I really want to put the pumps right here. The problem is the pump, and when I put these 2 pumps in, the pipes are so close together that it says, hey, these are too close together, you can't do that. And so what I'm going to end up doing really is just putting them right here. This will be fine for now. Let's rotate those pumps out of the way just so I can walk there. This guy might not really be able to, maybe just a tiny bit. There's going to be a little bit of clipping with the pumps just because they're really big and you can't really do much about it. Let's put these as close to this as we can and then rotate them, I don't know, maybe like this to make it look cooler. Oh, well, okay, yep, it'll go in right there. I've already put all these in once. And it was a ridiculous amount of pumps to put in, but again, it's all you can do. I don't have Mark 2s. I only have Mark 1s, so you get what you get, and you don't throw a fit or whatever that kid's saying is, right? It still applies here. All right, last dude, at least on this start thing. So let's get that guy in. Now we're gonna have to power him. There we go. Now we should have some water moving up those pipes. Now, if we put another pump on there, yeah, see, we get where it left off. Why don't we look at them all, because I want them the same. This guy is the most difficult right here, so let's put this guy in. I want all these guys to kind of pump at the same level, basically. All right, first set is set up, and as you see, it's going to get really busy in here. Now, that guy is not working, so I'm wondering if I know the previous guy got set up. Is he hooked up to power? He is. So maybe that's too low. I don't think it's too low, but like literally it's like a few meters. Did this guy get hooked up? Should be able to just get up here and check him out. Now are we close enough? Yeah. There's no flow. There's literally no water flow. Why not? All right, I had to reset that one, the down below one. I'm not really sure why, but it didn't have any water to it, which is weird. But now they're all good. Let's go up to the next set. Now we can just snap them in because they all should be the same height. See, they're all the same height. So I'm just going to snap them in as we go higher. You can just snap them right to that flow indicator there. See how it just snaps? All right, and this is the last pump. And, you know, it seemed like a lot of pumps, but it's not. Okay, when you build this whole thing, which I've already done before, you're just putting in pumps for like a few hours. Now let's get up here and hook up the rest of these. Actually, we're going to do it from here. There's a certain way they get hooked up so that they don't clip. So let's do that. There, it's all hooked up. Looks like a Spider-Man of water tubes right here. All right, that's all hooked up. We should have water. Good. Number 2 does not have water. So we do have a problem in number 2. Let's check number 3. Number 3 does. Oh my god, I gotta be careful so I don't fall. Number 4, you're good. Number 5 is good. Number 6 is good. 7, good. Okay, nobody else should have water. So, yeah, that's fine. Oh, don't fall. Cool. Okay, so just number 2. That's strange. Now I need to figure out where it's losing its water. So I've actually had a problem figuring out how to walk down ladders. I usually just jump off. But I'm like, I can't jump off this. I will die. Well, I won't die, but I'm going to... No, the problem's down one more, right? So why don't I just do this? No! Ugh, almost did. So let's check that number 2 has water, at least right here. It does. Okay, it's full blast. Right? This is number 2. Oh, this is number 2. It has water at least right here. No power. Okay, that's the problem with this guy. There we go. Now he's running. There's the next one going on. We should see one more now. There we go. Okay, the whole thing's working. Let's back out of this now. All right, let's check pipe 2 again, and we're good. Okay, sweet. Let's take this out so I can connect these guys. I'm just going to basically now be flowing downhill, as you kind of already noticed. But we are going to need more of these guys. Let's see, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? And we're just going to hook them up. There we go. Okay, we got all those set up. Now we're going to set them up from there to there. So I need to jump off this again. Just hope I don't hit anything. Oh, that thing's the wrong color. We're going to have to fix that. All right, for this one, we're going to have to get on the roof again. I didn't really work on a more clever way to get on the roof, because really the only time you're on the roof is to put these pipes in. So like if this was an everyday plant, they probably wouldn't have like lots of roof access. They have enough roof access to get stuff done, but that's really about it. I did add a couple more foundations over here just to give us a little extra space to work with, because it's really hard to work off these observation towers. All right, sweet. Let's do this real quick. Let's get this thing in. Then all we have to... Oh, nope, that's wrong, because I have to build these. 4, 5, 6... Wait. 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, this is the last of the water connections. So once we have this, the water should be good to go. It should be filling up those... the power generators. We're going to go down there and check it out before we go hook up the coal. But everything's running. Everything's good now. Let's just go check it. Right? We're going to go down here and actually check. We should have water in there. Yeah, water's filling up. Nice. Oh, we didn't hook up the power. I'm going to do that before I leave, though, because once I hook up that coal, I want them to start running. All right, everybody's good. Let's check it up. Check it down here when I hook up the power. Yeah, everybody's looking good down here, and there's no sloshing, because once it goes downhill, it's not going anywhere else. That's why gravity assist is so cool. Now, usually you think gravity assist with, like, planetary movements, right? Like slingshotting around a planet or something like that. But in this, I'm using gravity assist to say it's assisting me keeping my liquids where I want them to be. Again, once it goes down there, it can't go back. So, yeah, again, I'm just going to leave it. All right, that's the last guy right there. So let's go now and turn on the coal, and then we'll basically be... Everything will be done on this quarter. You can't really see the save Ferris from here. You can see it. There it is. That's pretty cool. I really like that. I think it's awesome. I think this whole water tower idea is pretty cool, but that's just me. Looks so cool, I think. It is a water tower, really, except usually water tower, the water goes up to hold pressure, right? So it can have pipe so it can have head lift. When it goes down, it has the same head lift going up, and that's how you generate water pressure. So I'm just going to redirect these like in the most simple way possible, which would be, I want to say right here, right? Cool, they're all set up. Now, I'm probably going to fix this on the way back so that it's all good to go. Now we can go watch this thing start. All right, back into the jelly. Oh, please make it. Please. Oh, going too far now. Oh! Did I make it? Apparently I did. Went in sideways. Cool. We should have plenty of time in those boxes. There's plenty of coal in those boxes to keep everything running while we wait for this coal to get there. It's almost there, so this is no big deal. Now, this other guy already hit his stopping point. He's actually going to be for that quarter over there, so that's why he's not doing anything. Oh, almost fell off. There we go, baby. There we go. Let's go watch a power line. I don't think I have one set up. Let's put it over here and watch them come online. Look at that, baby. Look at those. Look at that power. Only a few of them coming online. So basically what we're going to get here is each of them does 187, right? And then we just did 14 of those. So we're going to get another 2.6 gigawatts. So that means this whole thing is going to do 10.5 gigawatts, baby. 10.5 gigawatts out of a coal plant. That's awesome to me. I think that's insane. I think that even with expansions, the biggest coal plant I ever made was 2.4 gigawatts. So this is going to be huge. So I'm going to build the other 3/4. Hold on a second, and then I can show you the whole thing and revel in its glory. It's going to be amazing. And that's it. That's the whole thing. Hopefully you saw that this thing is pumping out about 10.5 gigawatts. What a power plant. What a coal plant, man. It looks so beautiful too. I'm really excited about how it turned out and how it looks. If you did like this content, please think about subscribing. It took a while to do this project, but these are the kind of satisfactory videos I'll be doing in the future. I also have a couple other YouTube projects up my sleeve that you might be able to see, at some point. They're going to be high production value videos like this and others I've already done. So without further ado, thanks for watching, and I hope to see you on the next one. Stay frosty.